Okay. In my split, there's a ton of D license and C license. There's only
Ooh,
2 A license.
that's probably a good reason for that.
Yeah. Hello.
What's up, you guys?
Hello?
Hello.
What are y'all up to? Anything cool?
I'm just reading.
What you reading?
It is a book called The Anatomy of Human Destructiveness.
Interesting.
So, long story short, it is a psychoanalytic exploration of man's need to destroy. And it turns out that people generally are not naturally aggressive.
Don't talk about that with Aaron because him and I have had a similar argument for years.
I didn't know that people argue about this.
Aaron and I have had an argument ongoing for like actual years of our friendship now. Because I stand on the side of people are inherently bad and inherently selfish. You know, if there's something that they can do that will benefit themselves, they will do it over benefiting other people. Aaron believes the opposite, that people are inherently good and would help others. And we'll get into back and forth on this during like long drives especially, and we'll go for fucking hours.
So this book would argue Aaron's point.
I know, that's why I don't want you to tell him about it, because that'll be annoying.
Or you could listen.
I think he's wrong.
Right. I think you're wrong.
You know, of course you think I'm wrong. You're a therapist. Like, I expected you to think I was wrong.
You're expecting someone who knows a lot about this stuff to think you're wrong.
No, I'm expecting the person that is in the profession of everybody can be better would think I'm wrong.
So, essentially the argument that this book is making, that if you look way back in human history, there are societies that were completely nonviolent outside of like what they would call benign aggression, which is like defending yourself, defending your people, stuff like that. And yeah, and everything was shared. So there's a community in Alaska that's still functioning like this, at least in when this book was written. And the hunter went out and got food, like, you know, hunted meat and killed food for the tribe. And the guy who was with the tribe said thank you, and the hunter got very offended by that.
Should I qualify or should I not qualify?
And what?
Draft master. I feel like it doesn't matter.
You're probably less likely to being in the front is probably safer.
But what if I don't? If I'm in the mid pack?
Well, then you're going to have to get better at qualifying, which is the only thing you could do is qualify more.
One more lap.
Okay.
There's no point in dying in the what ifs. I think you should qualify.
But anyway,
my time is off.
The argument is that society, particularly the introduction of capital, is what has caused man to be aggressive. And now we're getting to the point in the book where he's talking about cruelty and destructiveness, which is an entirely different form of aggression toward others.
Interesting.
So at the end, it's going to be a psychobiography of Hitler, which I'm really excited for. But yeah, I'm like 300 pages into this book. It's been very thought-provoking, and I think it's changed my mind on this.
Wait, it like actually ends with like them breaking apart Hitler?
Yeah, there's this guy Eric Fromm is a really like influential psychoanalyst, But I would say that.
super cool.
Well, I would say that before I read this book, I was more on your side. But it was, like, 200 pages of, like, I guess behavioral history that I had just sort of fucked off and I paid attention to in grad school was very persuasive to me.
The professionals are not going to change my mind. People suck.
Yeah, I think society probably sucks more than people.
True.
Like, I think what the argument the book is making, that if you took a person out of modern society, and into a more collectivist society, like sharing, at least like especially evolutionary, like sharing is adaptive.
I tell Aaron all the time that people are products of their own environments.
Yes. And I think in this case, aggression is a product of an environment. Like,
Agreed.
as a therapist, I work with the environment. Like, I work with nurture. I don't really work with nature that much.
Yeah.
Because nurture is the only thing that I can change.
Yeah.
I can't change somebody's biology, but I can change the experiences or give them new experiences that are healing. One thing you'll like, Keith, is that different book, but there's a antisocial personality structure.
Okay.
And it's basically people that are like pimps and gangsters, like the people that care about power above all else.
Yeah.
And the way that, at least the theorized way, or the way that people have worked with them successfully in a therapeutic perspective, is to essentially very assert your power over them.
Really? So like you kind of almost belittle them, but like without belittling.
Qualified P16
belittling
out of 24.
to assert dominance over them to then make them listen or understand what you're getting at.
Yeah. Then
That's
they trust you.
crazy.
So there was a guy, a therapist, and he wrote a book about pimps. And then ended up working with one, and he got in the room with this guy and was like, listen, like, you're a fucking loser. Like, I actually get paid to do what you do. And you're in here talking to me, and then you have to go back to a cell. And I get to go get celebrated and applauded for doing the exact same thing you're doing, so get fucked. And the pimp really respected that.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah.
That's super interesting. Another interesting one that I had started but never got around to finishing just because of how my brain works is The Body Keeps the Score.
Yes, that's a good one.
That was very
Good luck,
interesting
everyone.
for what I did read.
Yeah, so let me send you that passage. I have it.
Yeah.
I think you'll find it pretty fascinating.
You know, I might be a college dropout and not the biggest fan of this stuff, but god damn it, I think it's so interesting.
I was a double college dropout before I went back to
Dude.
college.
I've dropped out of college like 6 times.
Yeah, I dropped out of Penn State, then I dropped out of community college.
Fuck yeah.
And then sort of hit a rock bottom, and my nurture changed, we'll say. Let's see. My environment changed. Where is this? I have a PDF version of this book that I'm going to find.
You know, it's funny because psychology is what made me drop out of college for the last time.
Like, you didn't like the class was giving you too much trouble, or you learned
Oh,
something that made you go,
fucking-
the same for me?
I hated it. I hated the fucking teacher. I thought it was fucking dumb. I felt like she took her community college job entirely too serious.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I definitely
there are some
don't
college
think the way
teachers way too serious
I-
about their subject.
Yeah.
I just generally have a huge problem with the way that psychology is taught in academic settings.
I can see that.
For a lot of different reasons, but like stuff like social psych, just shoot me.
Mhm.
Like, I really don't care about the bystander effect or anything like that.
Well, dude, then I also had to take a philosophy class. Oh, there is very genuinely, I don't think anything I hate more in the entire world than dudes with ponytails that think they're fucking philosophers because they bought a trench coat once.
It is. I will definitely say that philosophy is super interesting if you read it in a way that's not pretentious and you aren't surrounded by fucking dipshits.
Well, yeah, dude, because every one of them sounds like a fucking idiot.
Yep.
So this teacher, you guys, I shit you not, because this was a remote course during COVID, he would go to like parks within San Antonio, set up a tripod, and film himself philosophically talking about philosophy.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
he
funny.
failed me on a paper one time because he said, like, flat out, he's like, well, I can tell that you read it, but reading what you wrote, I just don't feel like you really understood what the writer was saying.
Get ready, going
I
green.
was just like, that makes no fucking sense.
Alright, so I sent you that passage. Let me know what you think of it.
Yeah. Currently,
Charlie's in.
making sure my livery works. I've been having issues with this fucking thing all day.
Okay. Let's get ready. 16 laps of SR
Green,
down.
green.
Are you not racing Miatas with us?
He doesn't have the bend, remember?
I don't have the car track.
Oh, nerd.
Alright, he's doing the next most based thing, which is just sending draft masters.
Alex, we're sending fucking dirt road this season.
I know.
Honestly, I might do one after the Miata race. I want to see if I can get my B dirt road license this season.
Made it to turn 1 and 2. What about 3 and 4? Okay. Made it to 3 and 4. What about the trial?
Stay low. There is a car on the high side. Stay low.
This guy's gonna side draft me and slow me down.
Stay low. Stay low. There is a car on the high side. Clear outside if you want it.
So the book I read that I'm actually going to read again pretty soon, it's called Sophie's World, and it is the history of philosophy, but it's like disguised as a novel about like
Someone's
a
gonna crash.
14-year-old girl in Norway.
And just disappeared and came back.
The book is essentially a philosopher explaining psychology to her, or philosophy to her. So it's so much easier to read, and it's not, doesn't make your brain hurt like it does in some aspects, just because of the content of it. But like it's just, it's not a fucking slog, as like philosophy books can be.
The one like philosophy thing that I did really actually like was Allegories of the Cave.
Still there. Hold your
That
line.
one was really cool. And then we read this
Still
other
there.
one. It's called The City of Something, and I cannot remember the name of the city.
Clear outside.
Basically, everybody's peaceful, the city's fantastic, everything is perfect. And in order for it to stay that way, there's a boy inside of a well who is chained up, gets fed barely enough to stay alive, and that's how he has to live his life. And then you're faced with, do you let him out and ruin this, or...
Morals, utilitarianism.
Yeah.
It's the trolley problem.
Yeah, I was the only one that said, fuck it, leave that kid in there so we can all live sick
Still there.
lives. Like,
Hold your line.
out of my entire fucking class, I was
Class,
the
yeah.
And granted, I was also like, you know, this was all
The car is
17, 18-year-old kids, and I was like
Right.
25 and fucking cynical and hated everybody.
Yep.
We made it 4 laps without anyone wrecking.
Heck,
Yeah.
dude.
How is that possible?
Oh shit. You're getting better, James. Keep it up.
Outside.
Oh, shit. Ah,
You
yeah.
had to open your mouth.
Too wide. Keep low. Car
I forgot to knock on wood.
Guess you can buy the
outside,
bend
clear.
now.
We got damage on the front end. Car outside. We've got damage on the back end. Outside
Yeah.
is clear.
Got some damage.
Here's the thing. I'm not actually going to sell you on buying the bend, but I'll explain to you why I felt like it was worth it.
Okay.
And the sole reason to that is, and let me go find it so I can give you like a correct.
The car in
And not
P11
just
just
do it
set
off
the
the
fastest lap. 49.339. Car 21. has
Okay, so
taken
tracks
the
are what,
lead.
$14, whatever everybody's discounts are by now. So
Like that?
$14 for a racetrack, and it has 7 different layouts to it that are all
The car behind is
basically
closing on you. The gap
completely
is
different tracks.
5.5 seconds.
So it's like 7 in 1. I'm not even kidding. Like the International compared to like the GT, those are the only 2 I've driven so far. Drastically different. And I don't know. For me personally, I think that's cool.
Yeah, it is nice. I'm looking forward to seeing how they're going to use it.
You're
I
losing
hope
the
that they
car
like
in front.
actually
The gap
utilize
is
a lot of that. I
3.6
feel like it's going to
seconds.
be
Go high.
International and GT.
I mean, I've seen them get very creative with using different layouts.
They utilize just about every single Lime Rock Park layout.
You're
Yeah, let me
losing on
see.
the
It
car
should
in
be
front.
on
The gap
the
is 4.8 seconds.
Aussie F4. I'm sure it is. Where is it? Asia Pacific. Somewhere on that schedule. Yes, that one's using the international circuit.
Yeah, Asia Pacific. Because I
The
wonder
car
if any of
behind
the
is
others are
closing
using
on
it and
you. The
using a
gap
different
is
layout.
2.3
Well,
seconds.
I believe GT3 is there.
F4 Challenge isn't going.
And I
there
think
at
I
all.
think that
Leader
might
is
also
running
be international.
50.17.
International is the one they're going to start everybody with. They're not going to throw
Yeah.
a million different. But I would like advanced mods
Great job.
to be
Keep
there
going.
and use a different layout. I
Right.
think something like that would be cool.
It's
I
like
didn't
I
even-
wish they would utilize the short
You're
course
losing
of
on
Road
the car
Atlanta
in
more
front.
often
The
for
gap
slow
is
cars.
7.6
Yeah, so
seconds.
they're using the GT circuit for advanced Mazda week 4,
Oh wow, that's gonna be like a 5-minute lap.
and then the 24 hours of Nürburgring and
You're losing on the
that
car in
course
front.
week
The
7,
gap is 8.3
short
seconds.
Rid
Car
Atlanta.
outside. Clear up top.
Honestly, I'm gonna be running enough Mazdas. I might run some of those for funsies.
Give me the toe. Give me the toe.
You're like a full second faster than me around the bend, to be honest, and I'm not sure where I'm losing the time.
Me?
Yeah,
I only did like 2 laps.
I know. You did like a 2:10, I think.
I honestly don't even remember it. You
I
might be
was
thinking of
2:11.
somebody else because I didn't complete a single lap without an off track.
Was it? I could have sworn it was you.
I did a lot of laps with the GT4.
You got me in our practice session in the GT4 by like a few 100s.
Yeah. Yeah, Ferrari Challenge has the bend at the international circuit.
Clayton and Michael have 2:10s.
Oh, PCC has it week 3. They have it at the West Circuit.
You're losing on the car
Ooh,
in front.
interesting.
The gap is 2.6 seconds.
Yeah, if you want to buy a new track, you gotta buy it when it first come
You're
out.
losing on the car
That's
in front.
when it
The
raised
gap
the
is
most.
3 seconds.
That's what I'm saying, and like it's got so many different layouts, so like it's
Mhm.
arguably very worth it.
Yeah.
So do it. Come race with us tonight.
Are you still? Did you survive the crash?
I survived the crash. I just lose the toe.
Sorry.
10 laps of solo running, doing circles. The thing is,
I got
there's
some-
only one crash, and there's one car spin out, and I got collected. That's it.
Yep.
There's no big one, you know.
Yeah,
This is so clean. Where's the big one?
it's coming. There's no way that these idiots
I don't know.
are going to
C
go
license, D
20,
license.
20 laps or whatever it is around
You're losing
Daytona
on the
without
car in
wrecking.
front.
It just doesn't
25
happen.
laps.
5 seconds.
Yeah, it's just no way. Especially when it starts to get closer to the end, there's going to be a massive crash.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I find out usually if there is really dumb ass out there, they will crash at lap 1, turn 1, or turn 2 because
Yeah.
they can't hold their lines. If somehow everyone survived that, then people are mostly competent, and then they're gonna crash through the end, towards the end.
I'm gonna see how many time trial certificates I can collect at the end of this season. So I'm just gonna do a bunch of random time
Stop
trials,
pushing, man.
a bunch of random series.
Yeah, actually,
You're a fucking idiot, dude. Why would you push somebody when there's no
I just
room?
wanna see, like, can I get like 10?
I just did one time trial at week 1 at Sebring because at Sebring 12
You're losing on the car
on
in
that
front.
week,
The gap is 6.
for some reason,
9 seconds.
I got 3rd place for the time trial.
That's what I'm saying, like, I did one last season and I can't remember if it was 1st or 2nd or some shit. So like, I'm loading up a
Oh,
GT3
someone
one right
crashed.
now, I'm gonna do random Formula ones, like, I'm just gonna do random ass time trials across the board and see if I can like collect just like a fucking shit ton of certificates at the
Slow
end of
car
the
down low.
They're gonna run out of printer paper for you.
Slow car down low.
And it's like for no fucking reason other than like it'd be funny to
What?
see it, right? Like go
What
to my
is that guy
certificates,
doing?
It's like pages.
The car
Oh, no,
behind you is
he's
pitching.
Okay, I picked up 3 positions because
You got 5 laps to
they
go.
wrecked.
Things are looking good.
My spotter said things are looking good. I said no, I need more people die.
You're losing on the car in front. The gap is 8.4 seconds. The leader just did a 50.339.
There. Number 5. Apologies, dude.
Still there.
Bobby, you got something to say about
Clear
that shit?
inside.
Bobby, you got something to say, dude?
You're losing on the car in front. The gap is 9.5 seconds.
Finally, I can find someone to run as a pack.
Yeah, Bobby, that might be the worst draft.
Key, what are
Ever.
you doing? Are you racing Miatas with us?
Yeah, I just went and looked at it. Like, he just came up and shoved and caused the fucking wreck. We'll just mail it out, dude. I understand it's draft masters, but shit, dude.
Key, are you there? Guess not.
Someone got a black flag. How is that possible?
You know?
You've got 2 laps to go.
Hey, Keith.
What's up, man?
You hear me now?
Yeah.
Well, my mic just stopped working after some time.
That's weird.
I'm in the league session trying to beat Gage lap.
Oh, running BWRL?
Yeah,
It's fucking fast.
yeah.
What's up, Dan? Pretty good, man. How are you?
You're gaining on the car in front. The gap is 5.8 seconds.
Nice. What'd you get?
VX Pros.
What is that?
So when they finish, competitors for like the DRS,
You're gaining on the car in front. The gap is 6
Interesting.
seconds.
all springs.
And y'all are gonna scream at Bobby.
Very quiet.
Pretty cool.
Very good.
It's pretty rad.
Much better than my Simpson pedals.
Yeah. Don't tell me that. I was getting ready to buy Simpson pedals.
I would recommend not buying.
Last lap.
If you,
Yeah.
Do you like a stiff brake pedal? I guess.
I do.
Then I would not recommend the Simpson pedals.
Okay.
The elastomer, the stiffest elastomers that came with it, wore out after a month.
Wow.
so I've been using springs ever since. But like, I have to use some silicone grease on it, or else
It squeaks.
they squeak and they grind, and it's not very consistent. Or
That's annoying.
Good racing, guys.
yeah, I can send you the links.
You're gaining on the
Because
current front.
I'm
The gap is
unhappy with
3.2
my Fanatec
seconds.
brake pedal. Like I want it to be stiffer. And then Simpson just came out with their
How is that
vibration
not a
motors,
big one?
which like ultimately sold me.
Braking on the front stretch.
You can get mounts for like the some magic ones for these. There's
Yeah.
a lot of mounts for.
All right, there's the checkered
Thank you,
flag.
Bobby,
Play
for
with
the
some technical-
post-race
Schedule for
smash.
testing.
Yeah.
Get them next time.
I lost 7 iRatings.
But it
And some
was
safety rating.
$550 shipped in my
Not too
hand
bad.
for the 2 pedals.
It's not
Yeah.
bad. Do they have a 3 pedal?
They do have a 3 pedal. It's
Okay,
a bit more.
that's fine. I will pay a little bit more money to keep a clutch pedal.
It's 547.
You've got a lot of smoke.
67 shipping.
That's fine.
But I ordered them on Thursday and I got them
Okay.
today.
Damn, that's not bad.
So, wow.
That's not bad at all. I don't know, man. I'm not ready to lose a clutch pedal.
I still have my Simpson clutch pedal. That I have it doesn't fit very well on my pedal plate. Is the only thing. That's the only reason why I don't have it.
Yeah.
Highly recommend. They feel very good on
Yeah,
a flat
that's-
monitor. I was able to.
That's
get
what I
within
got collected.
a second in the GTP at Montego. So
Damn.
like immediately. So I feel.
Damn. Which pedals do you have?
I just got the VX Pros. I just put them in the Rigs and Technical Help channel if you're interested.
So this number 2 car moved down and hit this blue car, causing him to spin, and I got collected. This number 2 car is dumb.
Jeez, you get the throttle and brake.
Yeah.
Damn, those do look nice. I've been looking at the, was it the Simpson or whatever?
This
So
is,
Dan just replaced.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. I mean,
Just
you
replaced
selling?
it. I mean, honestly, if you want them, I'd tell you the pedals. I don't know how much.
They're the load cell ones, right?
Yeah.
Shit, dog, how much? Well, I'll send you a message.
Yeah. I don't know how much they're going for new. I know how much I paid for it, but
Which models?
Oh yeah,
they're the
what's going on
Simpson
here?
Pros that I have.
You'll need a way of securing
What is
them.
this?
Yeah, so I need to buy a plate or whatever.
Yeah.
I could buy
Or-
that from Simpson, couldn't I?
Yeah, $70 from Simpson.
Well, I mean, they'll need to be attached to something like sturdy. Like I have the plate from Simpson, but I don't know if like I have that bolted to my rig.
Yeah.
Oh, we got tools, dog. We'll figure it out.
Okay, that's right. That's
What
right.
kind
You're a
of rig do you have?
scientist.
Coley,
So what's that now?
what kind of rig do you have?
So I have a used Logitech G29 or whatever set up on like a $60 Amazon special metal rig that honestly the bolt down here is like close to like disconnecting, but I don't have a wrench small enough to get in there, so I honestly just Jesus take the wheel, dog.